indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.
Once again, you listen to your boy, Mr. MVP, Politically Correct Show, most valuable poet. Folks, we're doing a part 2. Once again, we're live here at Murphy's Law. Folks, before we get into this topic, this conversation, make sure you guys are voting. There's still time left to vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you what party to vote for. I don't care. That means nothing to me. Just go out there and vote. Let your voice be heard. Get active in the community. Just make sure you guys are voting. I don't know what time they close. I know with COVID, a lot changes. But anyhow, not to go off track here, but let's get into this conversation I want to speak about. Once again, you listen to part 2 to your boy, MVP. My boy Eddie in the house. Eddie, give a shout out real quick, brother.
What's up, everybody here in Bridgeport, born and raised. Love everybody here. This is my vibe. This is my people. Just right, Justin Riley. What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
And then my man all the way at the end. Introduce once again, B.
Well, y'all already know me from, previously. Jersey back in the building doing what I do best. So,
Which is play pool and try to make trick shots. Nah. Yo, folks, we're going to have a good time. And listen, we just going to be ourselves. That's how God wants us to be. But I want to discuss something that I know we were sharing before we was off the air for a moment. And there's a word that just came to my mind based on what we was talking about is the word perseverance. And the reason why that word is very important because a lot of times folks have to endure something in their lives, traumatic hardships and so forth. And I've seen folks act like cowards and run from those hard times and those troubles, and instead of taking ownership of what they say, what they do, they blame everything else, everybody else's fault, but your fault, but you haven't done nothing to make better changes and facilitate a different outlet to address the mess that you're going through. And I believe that when you are quick to cut corners and not address it head on and figure out, and you're trying to run away, to me, you're a coward. So I just want to start with that introduction. I want to know what you guys think about that. Share your thoughts, your perspective, and let's just kick it from there.
Okay. Well, I can definitely agree with that. If you got something going on in your life, face your head up. Everybody's so quick to sit there and say, I'm a woman, I'm big and bad, I'm a man of my word, this and the other. But how you a man of your word if you ain't holding it, like you're not honoring your word?
Right.
Just like you said, my thing is, take action. If not only that though, like we said before, if you need help with something, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with asking somebody, hey bro, I'm experiencing this, I'm going through this. How would you go about handling the situation? Give me some input.
Give me some insight on that.
Because like I said, you never know what someone's been through. Someone might have had a similar experience as you, so you're just getting feedback, and then whatever information you obtain, apply it to your life that's best suited for you. So that way you can move forward, But it's definitely one of those things where you always gotta keep pushing, just keep fighting. Never give up, man.
Right.
Struggle equals strength. That's what, like I said, that's one of my little mottos. You gotta go through something to, and see it through. My father always taught me, one of the biggest things my father taught me was never to quit.
Right.
Never quit. If you fail, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with failing as long as you learn from your mistakes and you get up and do it again. But don't ever quit. Never quit.
I believe for me, failure, drives me even more to achieve. Because when you fall, you get right back up. I know what it's like to fall many times, multitude of times. But I never, to your point, gave up nor gave in. Because that's what cowards do. You gotta rise up and say, okay, I fell, get back up, let's go. Okay, if I'm struggling, to your point, let me reach out. I know something about this, but you have more knowledge and more insight on this particular subject matter. What is your perspective? And let's really facilitate as far as outlets, resources, because that's what it's all about. Because there's no way, and I don't care what anybody says, there's no way that a person can sit there and say, I've done this all on my own, because you're lying. everybody along the way gets help along the way. And if you get help along the way, it doesn't make you weak, it makes you more humble.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, just beware that when you're making those decisions, and there's quick decisions, that you're not following that same program that you followed the last time that ain't working.
Right.
You know what I mean? Realize that when you're at that crossroad and say, you know what? I'm gonna walk on faith. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm not gonna do that way anymore. I'm gonna try it this way, and I'm gonna believe in my heart that what I'm doing is leading me to something better.
Right.
You know, and all those experiences of failure become my stepping stone.
Right.
You know what I mean? To my success.
Right.
I got to put it all together.
Right.
You know, with the grace of God and the fellowship and the people around you doing the right thing every day. You know, things you start attracting. You know, we're all energy, right? We're all energy.
Absolutely.
So if I'm thinking negative thoughts, those are boomerangs that I'm throwing out into the universe or onto another person, and that's a boomerang coming back to me someday. You know what I mean? So if I can diffuse that in my mind, and then what comes out isn't negative, you know what I mean? Like, you know, okay, God, I know why you want me to go through this, or maybe I don't know why you want me to go through this, but I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to come out better on the other side. I'm going to have faith that I'm going to come out better on the other side because you want me to go through this.
I always believe
you as a tool, using you as a tool to get the message across.
Right.
Because some people don't have the strength to go through what it is that you may be going through. And, you know, that's the reason why you're going through it, because the man above knows, or woman, or whatever you guys, you know, feel you want to call that spiritual being. He believes, or, you know, that you have the strength and energy to get through this crisis. Whatever it is you may be going through. And not only that, though, he's going to you because you also could, like you always say, facilitate that message to other people.
Yeah, you want to be the light for other people.
Exactly.
Because right now there's dark times right now, and we gotta be that light. Because right now it's easy being dark time and just everything looks black and foggy. But if you show them that there's light, there is hope, and that's what we need to show them.
It's always so easy to sit there and be negative. It's so easy to just go the other way and sit there and say, you know, I can't, or I won't, or I don't care, and this, that, and the other. But you do care. Everyone should always care. And you should always try to feed something positive to, you know, everybody. Whether it's a simple, you know, even if you don't know somebody, hey, good morning, how you doing today?
Right.
I mean, that could change someone's whole perspective just right there. So
but that takes strength. That takes strength. There's a lot of people, like, I've noticed people who get into arguments and they can be in the same room and they're invisible to each other. You know why? Because it takes strength to look at somebody in the face and say, yo, my brother, I'm sorry, man. I apologize. I don't know. Anger got the best of me, man. And I don't even know you like that to be talking about you like that.
Right.
I apologize. And that's a sign of strength. You know, we were taught, you know, there's no crying in baseball. You know, suck it up, you a boy, all this kind of stuff. And then by the time we get to be teenagers and heading into the world, we're carrying and harboring the weight of the world on our shoulders.
Right.
You know, it's okay to let that pain out. It's okay to be there for somebody else.
You know, I think a lot of times when I was growing up, it was been told to me that men don't cry. If you cry, you soft. If you cry, you weak. And I'm not going to use other derogatory term, but you guys know where I'm going to go with that. You'll be called out of your name. And my thing is that why do I have to justify and explain who I am as a person and I'm secure? Because my manhood speaks for itself. But a man does cry. A man does hurt. A man does have sorrow. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you more humble.
You have emotions.
You know what?
You have emotions.
Right,
it makes you a human being.
Right, you're a human being, and you don't have to. Well, but I'm saying you don't have to explain. You don't have to explain that to people.
not at
If
all.
they don't love you for who you are, kick them off.
Exactly.
Just cut them off.
There's no reason why if you show emotions, it makes you less of a person.
Right.
I mean, like you said, there's sometimes though where you know people tend to be a little overly sensitive over certain things, but at the end of the day, you expressing your emotions and showing how you feel doesn't make you less of anything.
That's right.
I mean, it just means you're a human being with emotions. Like you have a heart, you care.
Right.
And it takes strength to do that, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's hard to ask somebody for forgiveness.
Right.
It's hard to accept somebody's forgiveness because your mind is always telling you, F that, nah, they don't deserve what. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have to forgive them. You know what I mean? Or should I say you have to forgive them and maybe you won't forget about it. You know, it's happened to me many times in my life. I forgive, but I remove myself from that situation.
Right.
And then my circle gets even tighter. You know what I'm saying?
Because you see, like it's experience.
Yeah, you have to forgive. You have to forgive. You have to forgive, man.
You know how it affected you and how it altered your life. And it may not be, life changing, but it did play a role in your life and how you move forward with the decisions that you make and the choices that you make.
And it's a sign of strength.
Right.
So it definitely is one of those things where, it's a learning experience. I mean, it's life. You're living and learning.
Honestly speaking, I mean, God has taught me how to forgive others. So if God forgive me for what I've done wrong,
that's right.
I gotta forgive others if they done wrong. Because know what? Who am I to say, because you did me wrong, that we ain't peoples, or you did me wrong, and I'm gonna look down upon you and look at you sideways and just keep a distance socially. I'm being funny about that, but I'm saying you keep a whole arm's length. But at the end of the day, have you really forgiven someone, or you can continue to let that bitterness grow to where there's animosity, and then it escalates? You don't need that. It's like there's nothing like having freedom and just having that sense of security and just being free when you forgive. When you forgive somebody, you feel like there's that weight that's been lifted off your shoulder. That boulder. Why is this flying here? We ain't full of crap.
Close the door. Please close the door.
Yeah, close the door. Anyhow, but what I'm saying is that when you forgive, that weight that you felt on your shoulder, it felt lifted, and you feel free, and it's nothing like freedom.
You don't got no weights on you no
right,
more. I mean,
right.
And that's with almost anything. I mean, you speak your mind, so I've always holding things in. And it's all about how you convey that message as well, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be angry inside about what someone did, but that doesn't mean you have to unleash all that rage and anger. Just put them to the side and say, listen, let me talk to you.
Right.
I mean, just talk. It's all about body language and communication with certain people, too. Because if you coming off someone very abrasive and aggressive, then of course they're going to be guarded and
defensive
automatically.
Yeah, well, like you said though, like he said we all fall short.
Absolutely.
Before God, we all fall short, and we need to be forgiven. So in turn, we have to forgive as well, no matter how hard it hurts.
No one's perfect. We all sin.
You got to do it,
we
man.
all sin.
To be able to move on, you have to forgive, or they'll be holding, rent inside your mind and your soul for the rest of your life. It's like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta forgive, and you don't have to forgive, but you forgive, you move on, remove yourself from that situation. Not everybody can sit at your table.
But think of it like this also too. With everything going on in this world, and I don't want to sound redundant by saying COVID, violence, and all, even like election to a degree, because there's been discussion about whoever wins tonight is going to be an uproar. I don't care about none of that. My thing is that there's a lot of toxicity as far as the energy. Why contribute to that? And instead we need to be difference makers and say, look, we don't need to be contaminated by that, but let's do the opposite, contrary to what everybody else is doing, because that's how you start not only facilitating changes, but the outlook of how you look at life is going to be posed differently than how everybody else views it. Yeah. But we got to walk it and live it. That's the key.
That's right.
But I mean, you can't keep not saying that you're wrong, not at all. I agree. Everything is. It's one of those things where just follow up on that is why add more violence to violence?
Right.
Why? You're not solving that. Like, it's as simple as they always say, two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it is hype too. You gotta know when it's hype. Like I was at Central High School we got there like around 6:15, 6:20. My wife and I to vote. And all this hype and all this la 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 la, and I told my wife that don't happen in Bridgeport. That might happen in Mayberry or other places, but it don't happen in Bridgeport. So, and it was nice and peaceful. And look at what I've seen as far as news coverage and stuff. It's been peaceful in a lot of places. So sometimes people try to lead by fear, and you have to recognize that. You know what I mean? It just bullies do that. You know what I mean? They try to punk you down with words. But
so you stand up to that bully. They ain't gonna be the one backing down. And it's funny. It's funny how when you have a bully, when they're around people, they tough. Is when you catch them by themselves, it's like, okay, now what?
You got nothing to say. They all
now you got no. You mean that? No. What's up?
Well, see, now what happened was my fault, my bad. What you mean you're bad? It wasn't your bad when you was 20 deep, but now it's me, man on man, and now all of a sudden you ain't got nothing to say.
Right.
Like why? Why create that hype? Why create that noise? Just
and hype about what?
I keep saying, I keep hearing in my mind, it's a program. Yeah. Somebody pushes that button, you react in a way that, if you think about it, damn, I could have been more effective if I reacted this way.
Right.
If I would have did it this way, we wouldn't have got into that beef. Nobody ended up winning. We both in handcuffed in the back of this patrol car. You know what I'm saying? So it's like anytime you follow anger, it always leads to regret.
Right. And the thing about it is that if someone's angry and you respond with anger, how's that de-escalated?
Yeah, you're not doing
If someone's getting upset, but your reaction is calm and not speak negative or not lash out, their thought process of when they was mad, it changes also, because you're not succumbing to that. You're not adding on to the aggravation. You're not adding on to the resentment. But if you stir up harsh words, it escalates to something more severe. But when you turn away wrath with soft words, now the outlook and just the whole conversation changes. Even like the whole atmosphere, the whole vibe's gonna change, because you're doing opposite what the person expects you to do based on what they did at that particular point in time.
Not feeding in.
Right.
Like my mother always said,
Right.
kill them with kindness. Kill them with kindness. Why sit there and keep on adding on to the whole, like, why feed the situation? Just end it. Extinguish it.
Yeah.
Put the fire out. Why?
Right.
You mad? Okay, well, I apologize. You're mad, but I'm not. So, what you gonna do? You gonna continue being mad or what? Matter of fact, come on. Let's go get a drink. Let's get you a beer. Calm down. Relax.
I even ask that question. What are you going through that your life's been like so roughed up in your sense? What is it that you have gone through in your life where you feel there's anger in your system, in your soul? What is angering you? Because maybe you're stuck, and maybe that person that you're angry with at that time, you might not know what they have to offer on the other side of the fence unless you jump over there. If you just took the time to, what's the key? Listen.
Listen.
A lot of times people, right? We was talking about that last time, how people tend to talk more, think they know more, but they don't know more because they're not listening.
They listening, but they listening to the wrong voice.
No,
it's that dark energy that has control of your mind that makes you do the same thing that's never worked over and over again. It's got control of you. And what you have to do is, people say to me, anger is really a negative thing. And I say, you know what? When you apply anger to something that's trying to destroy you, something that's trying to kill you, like addiction, you need to get angry. You have to understand that when it comes to addiction, let me go back to that. When it comes to addiction will throw its arms around you and say, yo, man, let's go grab that beer. Forget about that, man. Let's go escape. Let's go pick up that pipe. Let's go pick up. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean? And it's so cunning that it becomes a sense of comfort. You know what I mean?
Comfortable.
And then you go and do that, and all the while it's just trying to kill you.
Yeah.
It's trying to kill you. So why don't you get angry at that voice? When that voice comes to you and that craving hits you, that same craving that almost took you out the last time, you should understand that that's trying to kill you. You should get up, get angry, turn around, face it, fight it, and
do something about that. Because a lot of times, like, it's okay to be angry, but how you channel that anger is the key.
That's right.
Use that anger to write something. Right.
That's right.
Use that, like for me, if I get upset about something, a word comes to my mind, I'm writing the poetry because it's going to be heavy. When you're upset, you do screenwrite. I need to write something because that's what I'm thinking at the moment. I write it down because now with the internalization that you're feeling inside, you're going to externalize it now in a productive way. Jeerz, I know you do the same thing too. Something upsets you.
For me, cooking or shooting pool. I mean, I get angry at the table.
Right. You get angry at the kitchen table because whatever you're angry at that time, you're able to internalize it then. Now you're going to externalize it in a productive way. So, wow, man, I tell you, we keep talking, it's going to be endless, but it's almost that time. And I know my man Daw's giving us a signal, but I just want to say this. Listen, folks. Once again, we always tell you guys, we're not telling you guys what to do, how to do it, the way we want y'all to do it. We're just sharing ideas of what we know. We're sharing our idea based on what our experiences was. And we're just offering you guys solutions, or at least a lead to start handling things in a different manner to figure out what's best suited for you and how to handle certain situations. So, with that being said, because it's almost time, it's about that time, folks, once again, I want to give a shout out to Murphy's Law. If you look for that roster pasta, seafood, wine, that's the spot. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Eddie for being on. My man Jeerz for coming on.
Yes, sir.
And Dog for making it so happen. Once again, the Almighty God, we give you all the glory.
Dog.
That's it. And once again, folks, we humbly ask you, support your boy MVP. Please subscribe to UDR Productions Go Love Team, man. We're legit. We're all about positivity. We're all about love. We're all about just bringing the realness to the table. And it's all about just making that connection. Because right now, we need to feel connected to one another as one body of Christ. So with that being said, folks, stay safe. Vote. I don't know what time is it now. Let me just 7:42. So I don't know what time they close. Make sure you guys go vote.
Yeah, if you're there before 8
You should have mailed it in. You should have mailed it in.
Hey,
if you're there before 8, they gotta keep you.
So
just stay 6 feet away from somebody. Just stay 6 feet.
And it's supposed to be 27 degrees later on tonight. So folks, make sure you guys take advantage and vote. Once again, folks, we love you guys. God bless you guys. We're gonna go out against you next Tuesday night. Out.
To God be the
Peace and
glory.
blessings, man. Growth and prosperity.
That was dope.
Yo.
That was dope. That was dope, man. Like I said, that was dope.
Definitely, man.
It was dope, man. That's what we do.
We just vibe.
God stirred the pot.
Yeah, he stirred the pot. He made a nice meal. He made a wonderful meal.
Yo, dog, you do a good job, man.
Yes, sir. Yo,
man.
shout out to Dora.
Yes,
I gotta give it up to you, boy, because you make it all happen too, B.
We definitely can get this thing going.
Is it DAWG? Or is it, yeah?
He knows it now. Nah, man, it's dope, man. Thank y'all, man. It was
man,
dope.
thank you, man. I appreciate
It was
it,
dope.
man.
We had a blast.
Oh, time to go.
Time out. We ain't listen.
Listen.
We grown men. We ain't got curfew.
Listen, I paid my child support.
Listen.
I paid my child
Listen.
support.
I walk
Leave me
straight.
alone.
Listen. I'm clean. I walk straight line. Nah.
I was drinking Sprite.
Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.